Yo, what's up, guys? We're here. It is the day. We're moving on from banned cards, you know. We've been talking about a lot of forbidden cards lately. We're gonna talk about a limited card. He's been limited for a while. Then, of course, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, Red MD. Great card. Great card. Dumb card. I used to think he was a lot better than he was. They knew how good this card was, so they put limitations on him. You know, back in the day, they were smart. So we'll get right into it. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon is a dark dragon effect monster who's level 10, 2800 attack, 2400 defense. And his effect reach, you can special summon this card from your hand by banishing one face-up dragon type monster you control. Once per turn, you can special summon one dragon type monster from your hand or graveyard except Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Pretty simple, pretty simple. He is currently limited, you know. Been limited since September 2012. Will he ever come back? Maybe to 2. Maybe to 2, eventually. But, you know, his summoning condition along with his effect makes him really good in just about anything that has to do with dragons. And, you know, but with guard dragons coming up, maybe Konami will be like, yo, we need people to play this deck. So they'll be like, there you go. You have 2 Red MD, guys. 2 Red MD. Alright, let's move down. So, its first printing was in Shonen Jump, February 2009, as an ultra rare. And then, I don't know the printings after that in order, so I'm just gonna go down here. Absolute Power Force Special Edition as a super rare. Dual Terminal 4, as you know, dual terminal card. Dragon's Collide Structure Deck as a common. Rise of the True Dragon Structure Deck as a common. Dual Saga as an ultra rare, and Legendary Collection Joey as a secret rare. So he's gotten around, never been a rare, hasn't been a rare yet. But you know, ultra, secret, super, and common in DT, those do pretty good. Can he become an ulti someday? Who knows, who knows. So, from the time period that Red MD was at 3, there was 2 big dragon decks. Mark, this video is like just for you, so you better like actually watch it. The 2 big dragon decks, you know, Hopeless Blue Eyes, Chaos Dragons, Disaster Dragons, all that kind of crap. You could play 3 of this guy and just decimate people. Like, it was so unfair. He has one of the easiest summoning conditions in the world. In Chaos Dragons, he was ridiculous, by the way. Banishing shit in a Chaos deck, muy bien. You know? Pretty good stuff. According to YuGiOh TopDecks.com, still waiting for that sponsorship, the height of his usage was in June and September 2013, where he appeared in 13 decks. All of them Heraldic Rulers, Chaos Dragons, Mythic Rulers, Dragoonity. So, you know, he is basically a dragon staple card. He is at 1 for a reason, because he helps dragons do really, really dumb shit. And that's kind of weird that he disappeared. Like, Blue Eyes won Worlds 2 years ago. He wasn't in a single Blue Eyes list. I don't know, that's weird to me. I understand that Blue Eyes is its own thing that it wants to do, but come on, this is 1 card. It's 1 card, you just slap it in there. If you draw it, cool. If you don't, whatever. You know, like, something like that. Send it with Dragon Shrine, you can send it with Dragon Ravine. About to make the hand with some dumb shit, But, do you get the point that I'm trying to make here, I want to say? That it's weird that a card this powerful has fallen off. Dragon players do not use this card that much anymore. You know, unless they're like super rogue. I haven't seen this card used in forever. I think the last time I saw it used was 2014, 2013, something like that. It was pre-Monarch. It was definitely pre-Monarch format, so I can definitely say that for sure. But I don't understand that. How this card's so good and it just fell out. It's similar to what happened for Raigeki. When Raigeki came back to 1, it was in every deck. You know, board wipe format, just ridiculous. You know, you need to play Raigeki, it's a good card. You know, it can win you a game. This card can also win you a game. And both of them just faded away. You know, Regeki more so, I feel like. Because that could go in literally every deck, and literally no decks have been playing it that much often. Besides, like, hey, I want to OTK you super hard, like Blackwings. But, you know, whatever. The OG Chaos Dragons. Let's talk a little about OG Chaos Dragons. It wasn't fun to play against. Not really. Getting hit for like 49,000 damage in a turn wasn't really fair. And there wasn't too much that could really out that deck at the time. Like, stuff like Chalice, Effect Veiler existed, Lance, and, you know, crap like that. But, you know, these big, beefy monsters, we had one Near Force at that time. Like, 2012 Chaos Dragons time, we had, like, legitimately one Near Force. We had... Sakuretsu was the shit. Compulse was at 1. We had all of those power trap cards at 1, bottomless. So, we did have 2 warning though. That was pretty cool. But it was hard to get around. And if it wasn't for, you know, Exceeds coming out and being a thing, Chaos Dragons probably would have won Worlds that year. I will say that. Chaos Dragons could have won Worlds in 2012. You know, in the right hands, with or without the Exceed mechanic, Chaos Dragons could have won Worlds, and they probably should have won Worlds. Because I know the deck had some kind of consistency problems too. Their only draw was cards of consonants. With, you know, the OG guys, Debris Dragon, oh my god. Fucking Debris Dragon, White Stone, all those old guys. But Majestic Dragon, shout out. Let's see if there's any cool looking lists on here. If not, we're gonna try and wrap this up, because everything I'm gonna say. Oh, let's look at this. First place Twilight Dragons at YCS Toulouse in 2012. 1 BLS, 2 Card Trooper, 3 Chaos Sorcerer, 1 Dad, 3 Dark Flare. Dark Flare and Light Pulsar like changed the game for dragons back in the day. Like, those cards were legitimately unnecessary, and they were so good and so unfair. They just kept looping each other. You know, this is triple tour guide format too. I can see that right here. Just going to Giga Brilliant and Gores. God, it's so weird. Like, I might try to include this deck list in the video. If not, it'll be in the description for sure. But this deck list sucks. This won a YCS in 2012. Like, if you tried to play this deck now and like adjusted it, this deck would still suck. It would be bad. It would be so bad. With the exception of, you know, having Heavy Storm. Like, RIP. I want that card back. That is the one thing that fascinates me about Yu-Gi-Oh! The most. Is how you can go and look at an old deck and be like, wow, this is garbage. How did this ever win? Oh god. Anyway, the point being made. Red MD, really good guy. You know, I'd have a steak with him. I'd take him out for a beer. I think he should and could come back to 2. I don't know anything about 3. I would say no, just based on the fact that none of his effects are hard once per turn. Like, his special summon and his regular effect are not once per turns. Unless it's more of a miss. No, they aren't. Okay. You just can't summon himself with his second effect. But the fact that he is not a hard once per turn definitely hurts his ability to come back. Because that is the way the game is going. You know, effects that shouldn't even be hard once per turn, or, you know, stuff like the new DDD and the new Madolche card. They're like, you can only summon this archetype stuff for the rest of this turn. That's honestly, I think, killing Yu-Gi-Oh! It kills deck diversity. It makes it so that way it's like, well, you're playing this deck, you have to play only this deck. Like, I like the older decks where things just work together. Like, yeah, I like old decks like Glad Beast too, where it's an archetype, but even then, still, it just had cards that worked really good together. Like, that deck worked super good with Cold Wave. Like, that wasn't a support card or anything, that deck just worked super good with Cold Wave. Chaos Dragon is just a bunch of dragons that fucking do shit together. It was sick. You know, broken stuff. Tengu Plant, all those cards float, and they, you know, synchro Oshokan, you know, stuff like that. You know, Dino Rabbit worked so good, and I feel like Dino Rabbit was one of the last decks that I really got an appreciation for, because most everything since then has just been archetype stuff, you know, with the exception of stuff like Pepe and technically D-Rulers. Even though they were built around the Dragon Rulers themselves, they still played more of just a regular Dragon engine than anything, with all the D-Rulers and making it, you know, broken. But, you know, Red MD was in all those old Dragon decks that just, you just put cards together and they just worked. And that's the thing I miss the most about YuGiOh. So, you know, I'm gonna end it here because I'm starting to cry. I'm getting a little sentimental. Been reading a lot of manga today. I'm kind of sad. So, you know, like, subscribe, slide for Idolas forever. Next week, what are we talking about next week? God, who knows? Next week, we are going to talk about another limited card, and I'll leave it at that. You know, like, subscribe, slide for Idolas forever. We'll be seeing you. Peace.